essentially. Let's let's do run it X and it RC like that. X and it, yeah. Let's see X authority, X and it, X session error. Or it's in the I'll get rid of it. I'm also really not. I think I want the FC something or another. Other than the input manager that I have currently. Like really bad. Infinite RC. The session. Or run its service and resource during it restarts traffic. Debus daemon error. Verify that you are in the input group so the daemon can actually count device. Should be. But I think that's there we go. I think that's actually perfect. Okay. So I think what I do is I just have an hopefully now I fucking work properly. Because the other option is using, I don't know, bash or seriously. This is actually working properly now. I'm just gonna do something with clear. Sudo btop. We don't want that. We want purple tap. How that look like? Pretty slick, yo. True color, everything background false. Format, true battery false. And then it is CPU. Interesting. I could do that all the way to the fucking bottom. Oh. Interesting. Okay. 3. Then is 3. False. Show swap. 3 false. And then 6. Because that will make things look a little bit better. For now. There, and then alright. So where are we at? I mean, the process is really bad. It makes reading the text behind it really muddled. It makes it kind of really hard to read. But, like, on stream, it's, like, super clear. So, wait, hold on. Makes it a little hard for me to read, but bollocks. I can't read because my fucking face is well, shit. I mean, you can still see some again. Right. Just having B top in there, it's fine, I guess. Because I can still see. Still read intense. Okay. Um, um, I feel I like that. I don't know if I like that. Like, it makes it easier to see, like, the background and all that stuff. Definitely makes reading the time a lot easier. Which I actually don't like. I like that on the bottom. But it just makes all this stuff harder to see. But, yeah. It's not too terribly worried about it. Hopefully the accident RC will do what it needs to. Oh, I didn't have to turn on the changing. Agents. Yeah, 62. So bitcast. It does the bitcasting, which is something that I love so much. I fucking love bitcasting. Because bitcasting is, it's so good. Being able to do a bitcast is an unimaginably powerful. Being able to do like a reinterpret cast, or you went from bits, and like from bits and all that stuff is incredibly powerful. There is a way to do it with like unions and stuff, but it's like super hacky. Um, and in C, it's like you do like a float equals dereference and like float pointer the input float pointer the something that, and then you fucking dereference that or something like that, right? Yeah, you use some weird shit like this. That's how you do it in C, because you don't have like bit casting or reinterpret casting like you do in C++ or GLSL or Zig. Zig has reinterpret casting. Zig has bit casting, which I fucking love. Um, that is a banger system. I love that. That shit's great. So I super dope, super awesome. Love that. You're right. And a stupendously fast. Um, like a turbo dumb. Like it's turbo dumb. It's so dumb. It is an egregiously fast algorithm. And it uses bit casting to operate. Right? It does a split mix 64. It does a split mix 64, and I think, yeah, depending on how long it is, well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that it subtracts. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does the same thing that the IEEE 754 for IEEE 754 for 64-bit integers would be super easy. So I could do a split mix 64. I can also do I can do a split mix 64. Interpret those bits as a I can interpret the bits as a pair of 32-bit numbers, pass that into a normal distribution, and handle that. Because I could do it that way too. Just having a normal distribution system would be really nice. The normal distribution has like a in it where you only calculate everything every other one. Yeah. There's some like really strange um, systems because it's like on a circle kind of thing. And since the two axes are orthogonal, you can like separate them and do a bunch of other shit and have like really cool um, system between the two. But yeah, I know you can do like normal distribution stupid fast. Like the PRNG systems that I'm going to be writing are going to be a little over engineered. Not gonna lie. They're going to be turbo. I would really like it if my shit would work properly. I think it'd be really good if I had a. I feel like the noise reduction is after, before, maybe? Yeah. That does mean that it's way more difficult to see the beat up in the background. But it's easier for me to actually read the fucking text. So that's the important part. I mean, I could get rid of the processes, make it a lot easier. Make it like, that's cluttered. Right. Yes, I do. Form. Yeah, I do that. And that's way easier for me to see. Read. I could probably bump it up a little bit, but that's fine. I don't need to do that. Another thing that I want to do is implicit pulse avoid key. Implicit pulse avoid key. All true else again. Else. And, right? Okay. That is fine. Um, labels. You said 63. Lines of blocks, but they're also expressions. It can be used to evaluate and return values to further expand on response. It turns out we can also give IMS blocks 5 times on label. Once you give a block a label, and use array to get to the block. Interesting. Pretty cool too. Being able to literally eat it all the way out. Interesting. Mm, yeah. Mm-hmm. Interesting. So, hmm. Hmm. So, mm-hmm. The default name is not getting used. Chili Mac sounds fucking good, yeah. Honestly, some chili cheese mac with some tomato sauce. Chili cheese mac with some tomato sauce. That sounds fucking dang. I mean, I'm also a massive fucking fat ass, so there's that. I might leave here pretty soon. I don't know. Starting to get a little worn out. Like mentally, like my ability to think is wearing out pretty quickly. I can't just like I could try and do some art, but my hand and my arm hurts pretty bad. Today it's a pretty bad pain day for me today. Kind of sucks, but I mean it is what it is. And like I said, I want to at least like try to get some decent rest tonight, so I can stream for a lot longer tomorrow morning. Um, and then basically crash extra hard, crash like super hard. Basically do a turbo grind tomorrow. Like it's gonna suck, but I mean by turbo grind I'm talking like 14, 16 hour stream total. Total of streaming. Turbo grind. Like if I start getting a little bit tired, I'll switch to like doing some art or something. Change the title and all that stuff. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. What exactly is wrong? Or not sound of the clock. Food loop. Floor menu of food. Return meal menu. Constant. Else. Macaroni. Macaroni. How do I do that? Alright. Yeah, I can do. Is a food. Is a name and is a required ingredient. Because like this isn't exactly something the way that I would do it. I would do something a little bit different. Because it'd make more sense if you had like you'd either have like an enum or something like that, right? And then you could do a bit, right? So yeah, an enum, and then you collapse that into a bit mask, right? So for each, like there's like a way to reverse that. So you have, in essence, just one individual thing, and you just pass in a list of the individual enums itself, and then it basically orders them all under the hood, and that's what you get. Right. And I think structures like that is something that I really want to like be able to provide, but and to have the core ideology of what the fuck Winston's job, right, is to allow programmers to abstract the complexities of manipulating memory, because your computer is manipulating memory. That's all that it fucking does. And the entire concept of type is saying how much and what to do with it, right? Just how much and how to manipulate, right? So things like bit shifts and things like that, these are like inherent attributes that you can do. I want to have like a generic unsigned integer, generic signed integers, bools, floating point numbers, literally the entire gamut that Zig has. I want to be able to just like fucking provide that shit out of the box. Nobody's gonna be rewriting that shit. Like, there's not a single human being on the face of the fucking planet that's gonna be rewriting, those types, right? Those primitives. They're like the most basic bitch fucking things ever. I will probably do things with like Boolean stuff and just be like, don't be a dumbass. Right? Because I like the idea of just don't be a dumbass. That is something that's very nice. That is very human. But like having these bit fields and stuff, like a cross-link bit field to enum, having that kind of linkage would be very fucking powerful. Because at that point, it's basically like a tag bit field. Oh, you can literally just call it a tag bit field, right? If you pass in, if you do a bit field with an enum, and you can do an anonymous enum directly inside of it, and then it'll just kind of figure all that shit out for you, and like cross-link everything so you can have named bits. You can name the bits. And you can do a lot of other really cool stuff with that. Same thing with unions. Unions are incredibly powerful. They're very powerful. You can do a lot of really cool stuff with them. And bit casting. Bit casting is, oh, I fucking love bit casting. It's a free operation, right? Because all that you do, literally the only thing that you're doing is just changing the instruction set that applies to the data. It's literally fucking free. It's not costly at all. Whereas like value casting, type casting, you do have some fairly heavy costs associated with it. Right. So like there's a lot of stuff that's involved in it. I guess menu one. Monday. Monday. But right? It's, mm, yeah, else. But that's where you're supposed to go. Supposed to menu food. Menu. Say exit stuff, right? No, I know. Yeah, continue out is the food and then else. Mail. Yeah, and so food. Food. That is your pet food. So why are you being why are you not working? No. Oh, okay. There we go. Okay, that's it. That's enough. That's enough. I need to have a better keyboard. I need a better keyboard. I need a better laptop. I need a better microphone. I need a lot. A better phone. I need a lot. I'm gonna be done. I have to be done. My wrist hurts too much.